Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the boardroom today. So, crypto market is dumping, right? Is crypto dead? Are you going to be able to ever sell your liquid JPEGs? So, we're here to answer that question for you tonight. And thank Hey, man, how are we doing?
What's up?
I got you slipping. Oh, man.
What's going on?
Dude, it is going. So, I'm John, co-founder of Jpg Empire, and this is...
Desert Crypto, another co-founder of JPEG Empire.
There we go. Man, it's so great to see you and be here tonight. I'm excited. How's your day? What have you been up to?
Man, I've been grinding all weekend. Got liquidated while running errands. Been
no stop. You were out there risky as heck, sir.
Maybe. I might have been running without a stop loss. I might have been going against my own practices. So last night and today I've been trying to get those gains back, running even more risky, but with a stop loss. I was able to get most of it back, but man, turbulent times, right?
Yeah, man. A lot of volatility.
For sure.
I keep seeing, is crypto dead? And I think that we hear is crypto dead a whole lot. And I think the tourists, people that are only in crypto to buy the top and sell the bottom, they listen to that news and they think it's true. But anybody that's been here for a while, anybody that's hanging around, they know that it's a cycle.
Definitely a cycle. And you know that all the noobs that have come in and start since the ETF, seen it running, they're like, they're freaking out, they're liquidating, they're like, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's just another flash in the pan.
Jalisa,
yes, we said it right this time. What's going on?
Hey there, thank you for joining us.
I have been seeing a whole bunch of conjecture though about why the market dipped.
It was interesting to hear that because you mentioned a little bit of that, and I was interested to hear that.
Yeah, people. So every halving we dip going into the halving for whatever reason. That's what we do. The miners sell off, and they just pull profits. And then it didn't help that Iran did a counterstrike on Israel, and World War III was trending, so people freaked out about that. But when we look at the charts here in a little bit, it showed that we were due for a dip. You know what I mean? But I've seen people, it's tax loss harvesting or it's tax day. Let me tell you something. Tax loss harvesting doesn't make sense because we're in April. Taxes run January to December.
Yeah.
And as far as people paying taxes, there might be some retail people that are pulling profit to pay their tax bills. Corporations pay quarterly. Big businesses pay quarterly. And a lot of individuals with big money pay quarterly. So they're not worried about April 15th. Some of the reasons people come with, I think are just ridiculous. It's weird. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping that after this bull cycle that I'll be able to pay quarterly. I also, Uncle Sam, if you're listening, I know I owe you some taxes, but you'll get it when I'm ready. Anyways, man, exciting times though in crypto. I have a bunch of different things that I've been looking at. I know that you'd mentioned some things that you were liking here lately. I guess I don't know how we want to go do this. We were going to have Apex from House of Titans join us tonight, but I think he's going to join us next week. And so today we were going to go over some different charts. I guess I was just going to talk about some of the projects that I really like, I guess, across the whole space.
No, that sounds good. I mean, we found
Boo.
out kind of late that Apex wasn't going to be on, so we're doing a little scrambling. I got a few charts to show. I'll do some rudimentary top-down analysis across the total market cap, Bitcoin, and Cardano, and I think we'll just make it work.
Yeah, I do want to say that I had this amazing job interview the other day, and it went really well. So I need everybody that tunes into the stream to send me your positivity or prayers, as some people would say, because, man, it was a really good interview, and I would be really excited to work with the Ritz-Carlton. Anyways.
Yes. Everybody send your prayers. Everybody send your good vibes. We really need John to get a job
In the Cayman Islands.
Because we're not paying him anything. So
yeah, I'm not getting paid.
He's got to have income somewhere, or his wife throws him out. He loses his internet access, and I don't have anybody to co-host with me.
Then I'll be one of those Cardano people that Alex Becker talks about that lives his girlfriend's boyfriend.
Exactly.
Yeah, or his wife's boyfriend. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have a bunch of fun today. So
yeah, that would be awesome, though. I mean, we were just talking a little bit about that off stream. About I'm finally filling out my passport paperwork.
He's finally gonna be able to travel. Imagine if I get 3 bedrooms at the Ritz-Carlton for Desert Crypto and Sedgy 3.
That would be awesome.
And then we raffle one off to a community member.
That would definitely entice me to go down there. If I don't have to spend $1,000 on freaking hotel rooms, that's a big thing right there. Even if we can get a friends and family discount, that would be a big thing.
Huge. And the Ritz. I mean, like the lady asked me, she was like, "Why do you want to work here?" I was like, "Well, I was looking at places. I like fine dining. I know a lot about tequila and mezcal." And then I thought, where is the finest dining and the most luxurious place, like in or around Ashley? It's basically the Ritz-Carlton. That's where people go. That's the spot. So I'm going for a beverage and food like manager. So like I would be in charge of like one of the restaurants or like a couple of the restaurants. And I was like, heck yes, that's my flavor. I criticized the tequila menu right at the jump in the middle of my interview. I was like, you need this one. You don't have this one. And she loved it.
That's good. Sometimes you got to be like that. You got to assert that knowledge. You know what I mean? Because, they don't want a yes man. They want somebody who knows what they're doing. And if you're asserting that knowledge in a polite way, then they know you're not there BSing them. They know you're, you know what you're talking about for sure.
I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll send some pictures poolside at the Ritz.
There we go. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Definitely not going to the Caymans anytime soon with what's been going on. Let's take a look at the overall market cap real quick, and then maybe push through these charts real quick, and then get into some of the projects you're looking at, John.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I'll get them pulled up.
All right. So right here, we have the total market cap. So this is all of crypto. And if we go to the day, we bring this down, you can see here that we are just rolling over. Boom, 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 boom. We lost to 21 a long time ago. We have support down here. Right down here at about 1.9. And it looks like we came down, we wigged down, we bounced off of the 50 right here, or I believe that's the 80. And we are attempting to come back up. But on the way back up, we are going to have resistance now right here. And I don't know why the trend line's popping up. So if we pull a fib from here to the top, It looks like we come down and we bounce off the 0.5 and are trying to make a recovery. But the interesting thing is down here on the smaller time frames. So you can see anytime you're coming down and you lose that 200 and can't get a bounce above it, boom, it just dumps. So this is the 1 hour dumped on the 200, losing the 200. 4 hour come across, dumped after we lost the 200. And our only hope is right now on the 15-minute, we are bouncing. So we came up, we got above that 200, we got a little bounce. Now we're getting the retest. The 21 is crossing, which is bullish. And if we get this retest and bounced, I'm thinking that that is our only little saving grace right now on the total market cap. If we come over here to Bitcoin, so this is the daily on the Bitcoin. And you can see here that we had a lower high, boom, a higher low, average is getting tight. And if we come down here, we have this major bearish divergence right here. Swing up to swing down is going to be your bearish divergence. And this was back on the 9th. So this was already coming. You know what I mean? And then we get some bad news and boom, it just drops. So it was pretty much already coming. Bitcoin right now, if we come down to the 15, we are in a CME gap right here. So this little box right here is my my gap finder. We come in, and I am not very good at presenting this. I understand that.
Well, I was just gonna say, actually, do you think that because it's that range that was not filled, correct? The whole range.
Okay, so your CME gap, for people who don't know the CME gap, the CME runs from 4:30 p.m. CST Sunday to 5:30 p.m. CST Friday. Okay, so you have a gap where trading ends in the traditional market Friday night and doesn't restart again until Sunday night. But crypto runs 24 hours a day, everybody. So if it closes at 67,000 Friday night in the CME and opens at 63,000 on Sunday night, there's a gap. There's a 4,000 gap. And these gaps almost always get filled, especially the ones going up. I think we have a gap down at right now, over the summer, we had that gap at 28.9. There's a gap between 28.9 and 31 or something like that. And then there's some in the past, but 90% of the time these get filled. So, and it works the other way too. Like if it closed at 80,000 or if it closed at 65,000, and then when trading opened again, it was at 69,000, it's going to dump. It's going to fill that gap. So that is what the CME gap is. And fun fact I just learned the other day, you know, the CME is now the biggest futures trading site in the world. It overtook Binance.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, that's how much money it is.
Or just money in general?
No, just crypto. I'm talking about Bitcoin, Bitcoin, because they only have Bitcoin and Ethereum futures.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They don't have all of crypto. So,
but apparently there's going to be an XRP ETF. That's what they say. That's what the whispers say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
And they say that there'll be a Cardano one when hell freezes over.
I think I do think we'll get an Ethereum ETF this year. I mean, Larry Fink, you got everybody buying into it, and it's just a matter of time before they put enough pressure to get it popped. As far as XRP,
They have money. They can do it.
man, so XRP will IPO. In my opinion, as soon as they're fully settled, the settlement is done, XRP is going to IPO. So I don't know why they would IPO and have an ETF, but XRP is just a sore freaking spot with me. That's one of the first coins I ever got into back in 2020. So November 2020, I find Coinbase, I find BitBoy Crypto.
You didn't sell it $3?
Huh?
You didn't sell it $3?
No. No, I got in. So I got in November. I think it was November. And XRP is one of the first cryptos I bought. And I picked it up. And then mid-December is when we got hit with the SEC lawsuit. So everybody delisted it, and it never made any money. And then eventually got some. I think I got in, I don't know, like 35 cents or something like that a couple years ago. Because we could still get it on like KuCoin and stuff like that. Moved up to 60, went down, and then finally I just got rid of it. I'm so sick and tired. I think they're keeping the price suppressed. Waiting for the settlement and everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. It's a stable coin, just like eight is the stable coin. So right now on Bitcoin, we come across the 15 crossed the 200, and we are trying to stay above this. If we cannot stay above the 200, like we're losing it right now and bouncing off the 21, we're going back down. That's just all there is to it. If we go out to the daily and we take some top-down analysis of our support lines, so
I mean, well, at least go down to that blue line, right? Which is
what's that?
So we'll at least go down to that blue line.
The blue line, this one right here?
Yeah.
I mean, we could, but if we look at this, we got top support or resistance. Come down here. We have a little resistance right there. We have some major support right here. We have another leg of support right here. And then we have support right here. So if we come down, we pull a fib, we come from all the way from the bottom to the wick. In theory, we could come all the way down to this 786, which is at 48,000. I don't think it's going to happen personally. Let me get rid of this. I think if we lose support at 62,000, and if you look at these nodes right here, so we're like right on the precipice of a high volume node right here.
Yeah, right there.
If we lose this, there's nothing
60
till about 57. There's a little nub right there. And then we have major support at 52. Look how big that node is right there. I don't think we'll go below 52.
Gotcha.
But I mean, it could happen. And just another little explanation on the CME gaps. So this one right here, these are CME gaps right here. And you see, boom, boom, boom. We blew right through it. Come down, nothing. Boom, boom, boom. And we came right down and filled it. You see that?
Yeah.
So same here. This is an upward one. Come down. We go into it. So this probably blew through right here on the weekend. What is that? I don't know. Sunday. That's see right there. Sunday the 14th.
Yeah.
And right here is Friday the 12th. Zoom in a little more on that. So if you notice right here, right there, Friday, Bitcoin closed right here. And then Sunday, it opened right here. And see how it pushed into that to fill that gap right there, that gap that was made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. ADA.
Yeah, what's going on there? That's where I have the most exposure.
This is probably, I don't even own any Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you gotta understand, Bitcoin moves. You know what I mean? Bitcoin, like it or not, Bitcoin dictates the market, except for some crazy RWA outliers during this dip, like Ondo and Arrow. I think Pendle held up pretty good. Except for things like that, the whole market tanked, bro. All because of Bitcoin. All because the big boys sold Bitcoin. You know what I mean?
listen, can I quickly like show this ridiculous token real quick?
You can shill whatever you want, bro.
Well, I'm trying to find the like, actual page. I can't find what it is. Let's see. There's a token on Algorand, and I have a bunch of it. So nobody buy it because I have it. I have no plans on dump it on you. But it's called RWA, and it's like red wine, hookers and cocaine gold or something like that.
That's nice. That's real nice.
It's kind of like
I take that back. No, you cannot shill your freaking degenerate coin on here.
It is a degenerate coin, but it cracks me up so much because it gives me kind of like the Obama Sonic Emu vibes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And at the same time, like, it's not financial advice. Don't buy this. It's probably ridiculous, right? It might have no value whatsoever. However, do your own research. But my thought was that because it's called RWA, like there's going to be a huge RWA narrative. People are going to go to Algorand. They're going to do no research. They're going to find this RWA token, and it's going to pump. It's going to pump. Like specifically because of so many...
That's a solid hypothesis right there. I can see that.
And it's on Algorand. So you know what I mean? It's like you'll have like only so many options probably. I don't know of any projects that are doing RWAs on Algorand actually. But I might actually look. I'm gonna do research on that while you go over the ADA chart.
So, that's funny.
I'm gonna find.
You can see here on the daily. If we look right here, I thought I was looking at a bullish, a bearish divergence here. Okay, so here we are. So if you see right here, from here, that is not what I was looking at earlier. Either way, so we lost the 200 on the daily, which is extremely bearish. If we go out and we bounce right off the 2-day, so hopefully, this is where I was seeing that. This is where I was seeing the divergence. My bad. So if we look right here, you got swing up. Scroll that down so I can get it in there. It's a swing down. And that is textbook bearish divergence. And you can see what happened. Doop, 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 doop. But right now, even right now, yeah, we're not even forming a bullish div on the bottom. But if we come down, let's bring it down a little bit. I need to hone or polish up my my TA presentation skills, because I can look at it and know what I'm looking at it, but presenting it to somebody else is a whole different story. You know what I mean?
Dude, it's funny though. Like you went from, at the beginning where it was like talking in front of people to like, now you're a little bit getting into it,
A little more comfortable. Yeah. So we're extremely, on the 4 hour, extremely oversold right here. And this right here, there's a little, this would be your bullish div right here. You got the lower low, but the higher low on the RSI. And you can see we got a little bit of pump out of it right now. I would even say this is somewhat, if we move these around, this is still somewhat of a divergence. Get that in there. Come on, come on. Because this is much flatter than this one right here. See how sharp the bottom one is? I mean, that's like a 45-degree angle. So we're still, you know, we're not out of the woods yet, but it could be the bottom. If we break it down here, bring it down to the 15-minute, looks like we tried to get above the 200, couldn't, got rejected, pushed us back down. And you can see, just like any other coin, any other commodity, actually, not just tokens. I mean, if you were to go through and look at a Walmart chart, if you were to go to look through the S&P, when you lose this 200 and can't get back above it, like say right here, boom, 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 lose the 200, dump. Tried to get above it, couldn't, pop back down. Tried to get above it, a little bit of a pump, but then we lost it, and it's like a waterfall. So, in the end, could go up, could go down. Isn't that what they all say?
Yeah, could go up, could go down.
But I think if we're looking at the, honestly, I think we're going to go sideways, trend down. I guess it really depends on Asia right now.
Oh, geez.
Because so Bitcoin futures, I believe, are getting ready to launch in Hong Kong, correct? And that's today, or well, tomorrow for them, but today for us.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because it's Monday. It's probably, what are they, like 12, 13 hours ahead of us? No, they're more than that. 16 hours ahead, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like mid-afternoon in Asia right now. Doesn't seem like they're buying because the price ain't pumping. So, but if you look at this, it's kind of like an M pattern too, unfortunately. Come on. Boom. Boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do see more downside. Just keep that money on, keep your money on the side.
Or don't touch
Always
it.
have dry powder.
Or don't touch it.
Or don't touch it.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to be expected to write it down and then write it back up. You know, that's all you can do. DCA is the way. I mean, I know I DCA'd yesterday. I did sell. I won't say what coin it is. John knows what coin it is, but I did sell a big bag today of something that was still, I was still up ridiculously on it. Just because I had got in so cheap. It's a major token, but it's just very lackluster in my opinion. So I dumped it and bought some RWAs. Well,
Dude.
Actually, huh?
Just tell people what it is so you'll get canceled immediately.
No, I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to. But I did. Not RWAs. I got some RWAs yesterday. But today I bought some more SWI, some Psi, and some Pith. Isn't that what I said earlier? Some Pith.
Yep.
I don't know. Over the last couple days, I bought ADA, SWI, Psi, Pith, NEAR, and GFI, Goldfinch, is what I've bought over the past couple days during the dip. So ADA being the biggest one. So I guess that's really all I have. We should take a minute. Everybody, please follow us at Jpg Empire on
Join
YouTube.
the Discord. Come
hit the Discord link. Come to our Discord right here. I don't know what kind of degeneracy is going on in here, so we might not want to post that.
Yeah, so I think what was going on is I'm pretty sure that Seji was just like absolutely killing the poker table, and he can't win because he's a council member. We can't win, so then he's showing his hand. But that man is an absolute beast when it comes to poker, and I love him for it. He's our personal Rain Man.
He's our personal Rain Man. Yes.
Dude, love you, Seji, man. All right,
and
so
we're about halfway through the stream. What's going on here? We don't even have a logo up there.
Oh yeah, we were slacking on that.
What?
So this was something I was
like
and subscribe. So I wanted to make sure that everybody knows not to invest their money in this. This is what it was. Red wine, local. Do not buy it. Do not throw your money away. Do not burn. Red wine, hooker, blow, gold, oil, inu. On Algorand. Protect yourself. Protect your bags. Don't put your bags there.
Okay.
Sure you don't.
That's funny.
So I had several different things that I was kind of interested in, and then I kind of fell down a rabbit hole. So I made the joke about RWAs, and then I actually found that there are some RWAs. Oh man, let me share my screen. So here is a list of some companies that actually allow you or are working on it to let you buy fractionalized real estate and invest in RWAs. So I thought this was kind of interesting, and I wanted to check one out. So I checked out Lofty. So let's say. So here is Lofty. I thought this was super interesting. So fractionalized real estate marketplace. Apparently mentioned on all of these different things. These are big guys: NASDAQ, Forbes, Business Insider, NBC, TechCrunch, the business journals. So start investing in Lofty properties. Interesting. Automatically receive rental income. Build the future you deserve. I think that this is a super cool idea. I think RWAs are going to be huge. So anybody that is really into Algorand, you know, the like group of you that are in like a couple of the Discords that I'm in, this is definitely a really good avenue, something interesting to look into if you want to diversify into real estate, but you don't have a whole lot of money to throw at real estate. So I like this. I think that this is.
I think it's either Grant or Gary Cardone. They have a tokenized real estate where you can buy in or like shares. I don't know if it's tokenized, but I seen them talking about it on Twitter. Man, I should have bookmarked the post when I seen it. But to where you can go in and invest without being an accredited investor and
use Algorand
and earn yield.
I felt like it was fair for me to go full circle. Since I was talking about RWAs, I had to actually talk about RWAs. I couldn't just leave you hanging 100%. So then
that's good. We should do a deep dive. I think we should do a deep dive on Eddie with Whimsy and Platypus.
Yeah.
And then we can do a deep dive into the Algorand, into that Lofty. Maybe post the link in the description for people to check out. And we will do a deep dive ourselves and actually break it down and go over everything.
It's fantastic. I love that. I think that that's a good idea. I'm super excited about Whimsy. I think what Eddie's doing, he's amazing. If anybody didn't catch that interview with Eddie, you can go to Lou Creativity, and on our on the other stream, I have a really great interview with Eddie. He's fantastic. I think we have to have him on here. And then actually, like, that would be kind of fun if we're going through different RWAs and talking about Cyberpunk Platypus with him as well. And
I know he's extremely knowledgeable on the situation. Maybe we can get him to rate some of these other companies, these RWAs.
That would be kind of interesting. I'm
You
sure
know
he's
what I mean?
very, very, very honest.
Right?
Just super honest, really brilliant guy. Love him for that. So let me see. Some of these other things that I'm excited about is like, so this is going to be like kind of an obscure one, but I'm excited to explain why I like it. So I mentioned this to Desert before, and at the time, he was not that jazzed about it. I think it's doing really good things now. But okay, so this is Ator Protocol, right? And the reason that I like Ator Protocol, there was a like huge amount of FUD and interesting development that happened during the bear market. So this is basically like a privacy layer protocol. And what happened was that they started growing on the like Tor network, using the Tor network servers. And they started to get so big and require so much like intensiveness from Tor that they actually like banned and like disabled Tor's ability to use their servers. So like the price went down, and I thought that that was super bullish because like a lot of people across the space have said that like Tor network or the Onion router, which a lot of people previously used to use like the dark web to get on Silk Road and different stuff and keep the anonymity. A lot of people have said that they believe that there's a lot of backdoors and that it's not actually a decentralized network. So this almost like Tor network is a like dark part of the internet that is sort of allowed to be there because there are people that can manage it to a certain extent, right? And I'm not saying that's good or bad or indifferent, but what I'm saying is that Ator Protocol is trying to provide decentralized privacy, and the fact that they were kicked off the Tor network and they now have their own servers, I think is pretty bullish for the project. It's basically the difference between having everything in-house or relying on third parties for privacy. And so I think I think it's a really ambitious goal. And it kind of reminds me of like something like what Midnight will bring. But this would be great for like decentralized identities and different kinds of controlling of your own information. And so I think it's a pretty interesting project. This is not financial advice. I definitely recommend that everybody do their own research. But this is one that I really like. And I was mostly interested in because they had that debacle with Tor Network. And they essentially, I see them as a competitor that has more scalability than Tor Network.
So I've heard Crypto Lifer talk about this project.
And what is he in a positive?
He's bullish on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's necessarily bullish on the tech or the price.
The price. Okay. So that's,
you know what I mean? So I don't know. He was talking about the tech and he was going to explain it, but he's a trader. So
yeah.
You know, it's ultimately the price, but is he just bullish because the chart looked good, or is he bullish because the tech is good?
Yeah.
My question would be that so you said they were on Tor and essentially got kicked off of Tor.
Yeah.
Because even though Tor and Onion routers are the way to the dark web, that there's some kind of entity that has reign on it, has reined it in a little bit.
The government has like backdoor control over it.
Right. So my question is, if even Tor kicked them off, because I would assume because they're too decentralized, or you're able to be too anonymous.
Yeah, perhaps.
what's to stop the government from shutting it down? Is it decentralized enough to keep going? Is there a front-facing company, or is it a true decentralization? Because even Uniswap, people say Uniswap is decentralized. Yeah, well, guess what? The SEC just served Uniswap with a Wells notice because Uniswap has a front-facing company. So it is not. I mean, the front end of Uniswap is definitely centralized. You know, they blackball coins, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean?
I definitely think that those are really good questions that I think everybody should look into. But my understanding is like that the goal is ambitious, and I kind of see it in a similar way to like Tornado Cash. Like Tornado Cash, I don't think was in itself an illicit idea. I don't think that the idea of Tornado Cash, of being able to have privacy, like a mixer, I think that there are practical reasons for normal law-abiding citizens to have to use a mixer, or to use a mixer like for business reasons and different stuff. You don't want every financial transaction to always be on the blockchain, especially when you're running a business. So I agree with that idea of that kind of freedom, because I mean, we have cash. With cash, you can do anything. Right. It's just like,
for now,
it's impractical, you know, at a certain level.
For now,
yeah.
If I have cash in my wallet, it usually goes to a server or to somebody, because I don't spend cash. I just happen to have cash, and I actually leave bigger tips when I have cash because I don't care about having cash on me. You know what I mean? So where I might do a $15 tip on the credit card, if I have a 20 or something like that, it's going on the table. You know what I mean? But they're just getting rid of it. It's inconvenient. Like you said, cash is inconvenient.
So I said, next level, it's just digital cash. I mean,
as long as it's not a CBDC, right?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Yeah. As long as it's not a CBDC. I mean, I can buy drugs with cash. You know what I mean? It's harder for me to buy drugs, I guess, with magic internet money. You know, you go to your weed, he's gonna be like,
not when the Silk Road was around. That was the best way when Silk Road was around.
I mean,
yeah. I got a question for you then.
Yeah,
I got a question, because I agree. Tornado Cash, like you said, if you're a company and you're doing payroll, you don't want everybody to be able to see the balance sheet of HR, or see what Sally in HR or Jim in freaking accounting is getting paid, right? So it makes sense. But in your opinion, is code law, or is code free speech?
No, I 100% think code is free speech, because it's like I say that whole argument to me is like, I mean, it's like a car, you know, like a car is a tool, right?
Right.
Like you can kill somebody with a car, right?
Right.
It's like, it depends on how you use it. So it's like the code being able to create Tornado Cash, I don't think should be a crime. I think that is freedom of speech. But then if El Chapo uses Tornado Cash to launder $1 billion, right? He has done something illegal. It's just like the code that was developed is a tool, but you can use it the right way or you can use it the wrong way. And so I don't think the person that created the freedom of speech, that had that opinion, the thought, or the idea, and was able to actualize it in code, should be responsible.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I just wanted to get your opinion. I think
it's a good
if people start getting penalized for writing code or inventing or innovating anything, then we're doomed. You know what I mean? You have to have that freedom of speech. You know what I mean? That freedom to write code. What about the people that made the cell phones, first cell phones? You know what I mean? It was for business people. It was for this, for that. Well, back in my day, I used a cell phone to run a not so legal enterprise. So should cell phones be banned? You know what I mean?
100%.
It's the internet in general. The internet in general. Bro, back when So obviously the internet's been around a lot longer than the 90s.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of like internetadoption.com and this and that, so I was in my 20s and everything. The internet was freaking crazy, bro. It was the wild, wild west. There was no restrictions. You could do whatever you want. I mean, because nobody really knew what they were doing except for like, handful of people, you know what I mean? So it was just the wild west. And now it's getting more and more restrictive, geofencing, things like that. AWS being able to take certain apps off of or restrict apps from the App Store, like Google, and because they don't agree with a political view or this and that, and that just kills innovation, bro. It just kills it,
Dude, there was a story that I was reading about AWS. Okay, so what happened was that there was a specific book, and I think it was like Pride and Prejudice or something like that. It was like a classic book that they had on the Kindle, right? Or on their what is it? They have the Nook, right? That's their thing, the Amazon.
No, Amazon is the Kindle.
It is.
Yeah.
It is Kindle? Okay, so there was like something about that in the book, like on their digital version, there was like they like referenced doing something in a Nook, and they changed that word Nook to Kindle, right?
Yeah.
Thing, right? No. And then so the whole thing was that like then there was this lawsuit and everything, and then so you can apparently like go to the like lawsuit, you can find the lawsuit, you can go all the way to where the evidence was and like what it was that they like presented against them,
right?
And it's not hosted on AWS, so you get a 404 error. So like you can go all the way to it and then it's not there, which is the problem with centralized, you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
It's like
and it makes sense that they wouldn't want. They omitted the word Nook because Nook is like Barnes and Noble or something like that, right? The Nook, the Nook is it's another book, a digital book.
Yeah.
So
it was honestly and then some like AI, you know what I mean, that just goes through everything and then just like, you know what I mean, makes
of course
what they want instead of But anyways,
that's crazy.
You couldn't find the evidence. Like you could go to the government website, you can find the lawsuit, you can get all the way into it, and then when you go to look at it, But anyways, so that was another thing about freedom of speech, right? We need checks and balances to these companies that control. There are a group of people that can actually like remove you from the internet, and that shouldn't be possible. We should be able to be the ones that control whether we want to be removed from the internet or not. I would say that like if anybody has ever tried to delete their own Facebook, good luck. And you have like a crazy window of time. It's like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years or something. You can like still like get it back. So like that's
wow.
So you know what I mean? Like you log in one time and you're right back there. It starts over. Time starts over. Okay.
I find it funny. And this is not a bipartisan thing because the right and the left do it. I mean, they both do it. That's all there is to it. Unless it's harmful to children, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Enacting on it is, it's no longer speech. It's an action. You know what I mean? But how both parties like call for censorship of the other party. Well, they don't understand.
They're both for censorship.
I guess, right. They're both pro censorship. It's like, so anybody out there that's calling for censorship, it will be used on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just if you're pushing to restrict other people, it's just a matter of time before those restrictions come back to bite you. And that's on both sides. You know, I'm definitely not a libertarian, but I have a lot of libertarian views. You know, if you do whatever the hell you want, if it don't affect me, it don't affect me. You want to be a degenerate? Go be a degenerate. If you're not hurting a kid or another human being, why should I care what you do? You know what I mean? So I'm not going to try to censor you, and I'm not going to allow you to censor me. That's it's crazy.
Dude,
What
so
are
you
you
saying that,
laughing at?
no, you saying that literally reminded me of this quote, and then I got into it, and it was just like deep. So it's like, I know you've heard this before, and I'm going to say it again, because it's kind of like what you said. So it's, first they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak out for me. And like, so that's kind of like the same deal, is like all of these groups, right, trying to censor the other side's speech, but they are paving the road for whoever comes next to be able to censor speech. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
There's a book called 1984, and in 1984 they have a Ministry of Truth that decides.
1984?
1984, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh, it sounded like you were saying 1994. Yeah, George Orwell's 1984. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. So they had the Ministry of Truth that decides what's real and what's not real. So I was up in arms one day, right? And I was talking to my dad, and I was like, listen, we have a Department of Misinformation now. I was like, it's like the Ministry of Truth. And then my dad goes, because he's, you know, a smart older guy, and he says, yeah, well, but under the Biden administration, we're safe. And I said, okay, well, what if the next guy comes and you don't like the next guy and he uses that however he feels like?
Right.
And then he was like, yeah, well, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't feel safe then. I was like, you don't understand. They built the house, right? The house
Right.
is, you don't know who's going to go in there and use it, you know? But anyways.
I would just ask anybody that says something like that, I would ask, when has the government ever given you back something they've taken from you?
Yeah, that's a really
When?
good. That's a really good.
When have they ever given? I mean, we're still dealing with the Patriot Act
Yeah.
from 2001. You know what I mean? Where they just rode right all over our freaking. And I understand the sentiment behind it. It was an act of war. It was horrible. I seen the tower. I seen the second plane hit the tower live on TV. It was a horrible act. But we're like, I don't know. It's so nuanced. It's so new. I don't want to get into that.
Okay.
But
Well,
just ask anybody that ever says anything like that. Just ask them, when has the government ever given back
okay.
anything
So
they've taken from you? When have they actually given it back?
here's when we go back to crypto, right? This is how we go back specifically on that topic. Okay. So when we went off the gold standard, prior to that, they made people come and turn in their gold in exchange for certificates for gold, right? They said, now we're going to hold all your gold. We're going to keep it safe. And we'll give you this piece of paper. We never
At one
got
point, it was illegal to hold gold. At one point,
yeah.
yeah.
We never got that gold back. And you know what?
Right.
Yeah.
But even then, since we were on the gold standard, you notice gold. I hate to reference Peter Schiff, but
Well, he's a smart guy. He invested really good.
he's an extremely smart guy. So
And he's a Bitcoin
I was
man.
watching PBD podcast the other day, and he had Peter Schiff on. I was like, I'll check it out, because PBD is a Bitcoin person. Peter Schiff hates Bitcoin,
But he has an
And-
Oracle collection.
He does. Well, that's an NFT. That's an actual product. He does explain that. I
You can
understand
buy
his
it in
sentiment.
Bitcoin. And you can buy his gold with Bitcoin on his website.
Oh, I'm sure you can. It's automatically transferred into cash, but
Or he
no, he's just an engagement farmer.
Yeah.
So, but what he was saying, I think it was between 1883. It was between, man, I'm going to get the numbers messed up. But either way, it was from like 1883 to like 1932 or something like that. Gold was $20 an ounce, never moved. And then we slowly started to do like gold back. I don't want to misrepresent. But either way, in 1972, when we got off of the gold standard, that's when gold shot through the roof. And it's not because gold's value went up, it's because the dollar value went down. You know what I mean? So that's just how it works. That's why when you chart against the Dixie. So if the Dixie is moving up, which is the dollar index.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, the DXY, the Dixie, which is a basket of currencies. You got the dollar, the Canadian, the yen. I want to say the Swiss franc and the euro.
Japanese something too.
The what?
I think there's like a Japanese.
That's the yen.
But then isn't the Chinese different?
That's the yuan.
Ah, gotcha.
The yuan is not calculated in the DXY to my knowledge. You got the yen, the Canadian dollar, the euro. I want to say it's the Swiss franc, maybe, and then the US. There's 5. I think there's one more. But either way, when you're charting the Bitcoin, it's the inverse of the DXY. You know what I mean? That's why you see TA analysts always, the DXY is going up. They'll chart the DXY because they're anticipating a Bitcoin dump. When you see that DXY drop,
do you want to do that right now? Do we want to look at the DXY?
I can look that up real quick.
Yeah, because I actually wanted to go over because I was going to talk about AGIX now.
Okay.
I want to say this. Well, now I lost it. I had it in my head. Whatever it was probably, good. So Jaleesa, I want to know what is your age range? Like, when were you born? Just because you said that was before I was born, I got to dig through history and find all the nonsense. And
there's a lot of it. You will find a lot of it.
There's a lot of nonsense. 1984 is one of the best books. I think I love it. I think it's great. Definitely check it out.
V for Vendetta.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's another awesome dystopian film.
Which I'm gonna get. Always remember the 5th of November tattooed onto my body. It's one of my favorite things that I talk about all of the time because, the government should be scared of its people. Its people should not be scared of the government. And never forget that, because we are legion and we outnumber them exponentially.
So let's see here. I'm going to mark this right here. It's Thursday. What am I on the daily? Let's bring this out. Let's put go ahead, keep talking. I'm just setting up the DXY chart.
All right, well then, before that, I'll actually just go over this AGIX stuff real quick. So AGIX is an AI project that's on Cardano and Polygon. I really like this one. I'm bullish on it, but I wanted to check it out a little bit and dive into it a little bit more. So I want to show you guys so that you have let me make sure. Yeah, I'm up there. So this is Singularity Net. The inventor of the Sophia AI bot is one of the founders. Let me see if I can get him on here. Okay, there we are. So Ben Gertzel, he's a genius. And he's got him and Charles Hoskinson, super smart. This is a really interesting project, in my opinion. I would say not financial advice, but I anticipate a huge AI run this bull market. I think AI is going to outperform I mean, definitely Bitcoin, probably a lot of other stuff. And one of the cool things about this is they have an AI marketplace. And so let me show you an example of the AI marketplace. So here's the AI marketplace. So you're able to use this different kinds of AI for different stuff. So this is a song splitter. It's the first mobile app to leverage SingularityNet's AI services. So let's see. It's an AI-driven application for splitting music and vocals into separate tracks, saving them as separate audio files. The app leverages the AI service of Deezer Splitter, which is available for demo and integration on the Android app, is available on the Google Play Store. So, like, they're actually just a whole bunch of interesting applications. So, image super resolution, semantic similarity, binary. What is this? Okay, so provide multiple English texts and can identify the texts are semantically similar, right? Multiple speaker separation, interesting. Multilingual speech translation. Look, it has 5 stars, only 3 reviews though. Speech emotion recognition, speech command recognition. So these are all different kinds of plugins: Russian speech recognition, spoken language recognition, and like you can use this marketplace, abstractive question answering, textual emotion recognition. You can use this marketplace to actually use these AI tools for different stuff that you might want to use. And this is basically just like an ahead of time marketplace for like their final product. You're going to be able to use the expanse of the entirety of the network. The whole ecosystem will have these tools for everybody to be able to use. And I think that's huge. I think that's big for like democratizing innovation and the use of AI in regular life. So this is, I think, really huge. I think it's awesome. Let me see. So I was also looking at some of these other companies that are part of the ecosystem, right? And so one of them that I thought was really interesting was this. So this is Twin Protocol, and this was like one of the first times that I found this. But what you're able to do is create a digital version of yourself, capture unique skills and knowledge and personality that you can share with others through a tokenized marketplace. So like you're basically able to clone your team at work or yourself, and then use AI and AR to deliver a scalable and easy-to-use platform where individuals, companies can train their digital selves to safely and securely share their skills, knowledge through the Twin tokenized marketplace. I think this is cool. I think that this is awesome that you can tokenize your basically like yourself or your.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So is that to make it easier when they put us in the pods? And we're eating the bugs that we've already cloned ourselves for them.
Well,
so like, we're like, sure, we'll just walk right off the cliff for you, no problem.
Well, like with blockchain, like the way that I would think about it is you could monetize your like digital self in order to like accomplish twice as much work. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you say you're still an 80s baby. Barely made the cut 89. I grew up best decade the 90s though. Yeah. So you're literally just like only, yeah, we're right there. We're close. Yeah.
Yes, cartoons were on Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
that
and they
was
were
awesome.
actually good then. But anyway, so yeah, I think the Twin AI, I think it's a cool idea. If I could clone myself and then give myself all the stupid work that I don't want to do, you know what I mean? And then I just like was out gallivanting, getting paid for it. That'd be cool. You know, all the emails are answered by me, but it's not me. You know, I'm on the beach drinking a Mai Tai, pina colada, you know? And then people are like, how do you have so much free time? And it's like, honestly, I work 24/7. It's just not me.
Right.
All right.
No, I like it. I mean, AI is inevitable.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary AF, bro. But it's inevitable. You know what I mean?
I'm not
Yeah,
scared.
WorldCoin is on the blockchain too, and they were scanning freaking people's eyeballs.
Yeah, I couldn't
You
imagine.
know what I mean? Sam Altman, some freak who went from open AI to here you go, Microsoft, take everything. That's okay. You know what I mean? Yeah,
He said,
it's
"I have morals, but how big is your wallet, sir?
right.
How
It's crazy.
how many zeros
Well,
can you
I
put
grew
on
up
that check?"
speaking of 80s and 90s babies and stuff like that. I grew up with a rotary phone attached to a 20-foot phone cord.
Oh,
You know what I mean? In my kitchen. When mobile, not even mobile, I'm sorry. When wireless phones came out, it was freaking amazing, bro. It was like, holy cow. This technology nowadays is ridiculous. And it's scary, bro. I mean, just imagine, look how small the world is now compared to back then. Imagine what it's going to be when we all got Neuralink stuck in our freaking head. We're sitting in the couch. We got a feeding tube in our neck. You know what I mean? And we're drooling over something on the freaking, not even on our Oculus or something like that. Don't get me started.
dude, it's gonna be a weird world. I mean, I think that that's the way that everything is gonna be. What I'm excited about and what I want to see happen is I want to see like an AR digital experience, but with gamified education. Do you know where you can learn anything, and where it doesn't necessarily teach you like what to learn, but like how to learn effectively, so that kids can basically ask whatever questions that they want, and they can learn about everything that they want to learn about and become experts in those things. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like
would be cool. It's like a personalized
education,
learning itinerary or something like that. Yeah.
because like
Where it could
dinosaurs.
test you.
Yeah.
It could ask you a bunch of questions, put you through a bunch of situations, and then the algorithm could deduce the best way. Because you got the 3 different types of learning. I mean, you got people that can just read a book and they know it. You got people that can watch a YouTube video, they know it. And then you got people that actually have to do it to know it. They could read or watch it and be like, but they actually have to do it. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But they're not going to use it for that. They're going to use it for keeping you fat on the couch while they tax the heck out of you and compliant. That's what they want. That's what they want, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying to somebody else, like tax could be easy enough for everybody to do it by us just like clicking something and it automatically doing it. But then a bunch of people would be out of the job. And then a bunch of people would actually pay their taxes. And then they wouldn't have a bunch of other people to go find the people that didn't pay their taxes.
There is that, I guess.
Anyway.
I don't think innovation, everybody complains, is as scary as I think the world could be. I guess I'm just a little cynical by nature. I do not believe that the innovation itself is a detriment to society. Like, oh, they're putting us out of our jobs and this and that. Most things that have innovated workforce or innovated the economy, they've actually created more jobs. You know what I mean? They've become more specialized. People have become more specialized. And so if you got robots doing stuff, well, they might have took one job, but how many did they create for people to create the parts, maintain them, program them? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. That's what I always say when people are scared of innovation. I always say, well, whenever the plow came, it deleted a bunch of jobs for the field workers,
Right.
But at the same time, it wasn't that it was just the work changed. You didn't need so many people for the field working, but then there was still other stuff to do. And so I just think that it'll elevate the efficiency in the way that we do things. I think everybody's going to have an AI assistant eventually. And I think that'll be cool. Like, I would love to not have to do any of the dumb stuff that just wastes a lot of time, you know?
I mean, I'd love it if everything we're talking about turns us into some utopia or something like that. And I love innovation. I'm always buying gadgets and gizmos and the newest little thing, the newest phone or the earbuds or the whatever. Huh?
Graphics.
Well, that's for the stream. I didn't even realize my graphics card was that crappy until I was talking to some of my guys at work, and I was telling him about the stream glitching. He's like, "Oh, that's your graphics card." I was like, "What?" So then I came home and because I got a pre-built gaming computer, and I looked and it's like a GeForce 1650. I was like, "Oh, well, no kidding. The freaking thing is it's glitching. It can't handle it." You know what I mean? But you got me off track when saying that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, but the thing is that I just don't have any faith in the government and the powers that be.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when it gets big, it's like it makes it's easier for a big government to keep getting bigger because it helps them to continue doing what they're doing. You know what I mean? You have to keep justifying your spending. You have to keep justifying. But at a certain point, when you get so big, it's so many like steps that most people aren't gonna. I mean, you're not just gonna go dismantle the government in a day. You know what I mean?
No, as much as Vivek Ramaswamy is awesome, but as much as he thinks he's just going to go in there and fire 2/3 of the FBI and the ATF and the this and the that and go schedule F on everybody, that's not going to happen. You can't do it. You can't do it.
It's a marketing ploy. You're going to say all that stuff. I mean, you know, I don't think he has a chance. But I mean, like,
it's all politician BS. You know what I mean? They're all full of ish. You know, that's what it comes down to it.
All right, so we'll wrap up real quick after the DXY chart.
Yes, so I'll bring this up real quick.
Dude,
I just did a quick couple comparisons right here.
We were worried we wouldn't have enough, you know what I mean? And then here
we are. That is true. We did just kind of BS our way through the whole stream, though. But I mean, you know.
So we had a couple things we knew.
So I got a couple lines marked here. So this is the DXY chart. This is your dollar index. This is the strength of the dollar against the other baskets of assets. Okay. So say the yen goes up and it adjusts the top value of the other assets, you know, the dollar goes down a little bit. The dollar goes up, you know, it's because, you know, the other ones went down, and it's just a currency exchange. I guess it's like Forex or whatever. So you can see this pattern, boom, 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 and we broke out of like a inverted head and shoulders here on the dollar. Come on, dang it. Click, brush. Okay, so this is Tuesday. So this is November of 22. This is the dollar. And if we look at it, 1, 2, broke out, and we topped out. And this is October of 23. And then from October of 23, we've been in a steady fall where we bottomed out at about January,
and then that was probably like interest rate hikes, right?
Well, I mean, that could have something to do with it. I'm not an economist. I don't know about that part. I ain't quit. There we go. But you can see the pattern. We're going down, we're up, we're up. Now let's look at the Bitcoin chart. Let's bring this in a little bit more. And where were we? We were way back. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, you know why? That's why, because the DXY is only a 5-day chart. Because there's no trading on the weekends for the DXY or anything. So we won't even go into that. But look at this. So Thursday, 21st, March 2024. We got a yellow candle, a big yellow candle for Bitcoin. If we go over to the DXY, Thursday, March 21st, 2024. What's that? That's a big red or a big green candle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you see the DXY pumped, Bitcoin dropped. Boom. And if we go over here, we got Tuesday the 2nd, we got a big dip in the DXY or in Bitcoin right here. We go over to the DXY. What happened? The day before, the dollar got super strong. So this is the inverse that people are seeing. We go to the next one. We go to Friday the 12th. The DXY pumped. That just happened on Friday. So the DXY pumped. Oh, that's not what I want. The DXY pumped 0.7%. You know what I mean? It went from $1.05 to essentially $1.06 at the wick. Well, what happened on Saturday? Boom. And Friday. Boom. We just dumped. You see what I'm saying now? This is why chartists do both of them. And then if we go here, so this is already on Monday. So this is technically tomorrow. But we got this the DXY wants to come down a little bit here. And today we had a pump and we're sitting right here, just sitting flat. So that's just a quick little overview on why people will check the DXY to see what Bitcoin's doing. So that's all I got.
I love that. So we might actually pump then still. If the
we might. Well, I didn't actually chart the DXY. I was just showing the correlation between the two. But yes, Jaleesa, that would be freaking awesome. I grew up watching the Jetsons, and to see everything that's already come to fruition is crazy. You know what I mean? I mean, except for living in the sky and having flying cars, almost everything's come to fruition. You know what I mean? We have robots. They're not in mass
household yet, but
mass household yet.
By Elon Musk might be. Right.
But if you'd have told somebody in the 80s or the 90s that they'll have a supercomputer in their pocket and they won't have to go to the library to check out 15 freaking encyclopedias to do their book report or their research paper, they'd have laughed at you. Or that you'd be able to look at your phone and talk to people face to face, they'd have laughed at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Either way.
So here we are at the end of the stream. We went a little over. We had a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining us. This was amazing. And yeah, man, we're going to do it again on Wednesday and on Sunday. And hopefully next Sunday or perhaps Wednesday, we should have a guest on. Hopefully Apex. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Any final words?
A couple more things real quick, since we, for whatever reason, we forgot to run this. Jpg Empire is a community-driven Web3 project aimed at adding value to the Cardano ecosystem. There should be no expectation of financial gains connected to any asset and or product related to the Jpg Empire brand. Nothing said in this video should be taken as financial advice. As always, do your own research.
Yes.
Just throw that up real quick.
No, it's true. It's true. Listen, we're talking about the things we like, the things we know about. Yeah. Do your own research. Thank you guys for tuning in. Give us all a follow. Make sure to go. Awesome. Make sure to join us in the Discord at JPEG Empire on Twitter. Hop in the Discord. You can just go in there and then start like saying a bunch of whatever stuff, and then like say John or the council or desert, and we'll hop in there.
No, what you need to do is you need to go in there and at CG. Everybody that's watching this needs to go in there and at CG3. Just add them. Just Ask him whatever. It doesn't even have to make
Ask
sense.
him where he was. Ask him why.
Yeah, ask him where he was. You know, just add him. It don't have to make sense. Just whatever. You know,
Yeah.
hey, how do I this or that, or you know, when moon or when whitelist. Whitelist coming soon, by the way.
Yeah, you could probably get a whitelist if you ask him. So
yeah, you might.
All right, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to tag Seji in the Discord. It'll bring us all joy. Open a ticket if you want. You can open a ticket and just tag Seji, and then don't say anything else. Right?
There you go. That's awesome right there. He handles 90% of the tickets. So yes, just hound him.
Look, if everybody watching this right now were to open a ticket, we'd have 61 new tickets for Seji to personally handle. This would be fantastic. Let's get her done.
And then when he can't figure out why this is going, we'll know he doesn't watch the show.
And then we can grill him.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. Tune in next week on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Jaleesa. You have a great night.
We appreciate you so much. Peace. Good night, everybody.